Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and in today's video, sponsored by the makers of Whiteout Survival, I want to talk about Logan, who just showed up in the Hall of Heroes. It's Gen 3 time, and look, I'll tell you, mark your clocks. For us, it was exactly how many days have I logged in consecutively? 107 days in. Bro, I thought we had another month before he'd show up, but apparently when you look at our neighborhood on the leaderboard, we're one of the youngest states in the neighborhood, which is honestly kind of a bummer because I would prefer to enjoy some of these heroes that I already moved in on for longer, but hey, new generation's here. Pretty hyped to get to use it. And that is one of the advantages of being in one of the youngest states in your neighborhood is you get stuff at the same time as the rest of your neighborhood, but your account is much younger than other folks in your neighborhood, theoretically. Okay, whatever. Back to the deals section, Hall of Heroes. Logan's here. But what the heck does Logan do? Okay, let's talk about it. He is obviously available in the Expedition. Okay, so Alonzo was available in the Expedition before. He was a marksman. Logan is, I believe, infantry. Yes, class infantry. Okay. So for exploration, all right, this means when I use him in the arena, he's going to smash fists of steel on the ground, releasing a powerful blast, deals attack to the target, and reduces the attack speed of the target. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, infantry aren't really there in the arena to do damage, so he does damage fine. He does a debuff fine. What else you got for me, buddy? What else you got? Logan's power suit provides extraordinary protection. Now we're talking. 16% chance of increasing defense by 20% when attacked for 2 seconds up to 5 stacks. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. I don't know ultimately how this works out mathematically, but at the end of the day, I want skills that make you more tanky. My front line is infantry. They're there to survive, so that's a survival skill. That's what I want to see. Logan performs a powerful punch that comes with a freezing and blustery wind, dealing attack of 112% to the targets in a cone-shaped area with a 30%. Ooh, stuns are big. The thing about a stun, okay, is it's actually damage mitigation. That's the way you got to think about those stuns, because you can't deal damage if you're stunned. So GG, get racked, right? So cool. I'm interested in this for the stuns. Stuns are very powerful. Will I expect him to be strong? I don't know. He's the latest gen. I would assume he'll do well. I'm currently using Molly and Flint and Jero. I think maybe Molly finally hits the bench under the assumption that maybe he's got more stats here and I can get the widget to be high. We can kind of validate that. He's got hero attack of 2,554, defense of 3,330, and 49,950 hero health. So if I were to go and look at my Molly, right? What do we have? Gee. About the same. But is that because I'm wearing gear? Hold up. Unequip, 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 unequip. What about now? Stats. Okay. There it is. The gear makes a difference. So way more attack and defense and health on Logan. There it is. I was like, bro, how? No way. But yes, way. It's the gear. It's not even amazing gear. It was just a little something to do better in arena with. You know what I mean? So, okay. I'm seeing how this shapes up, right? So Logan will have more at max level and star rating. It doesn't mention widget. I don't know if widget is a part of that calculus or not. If it's not, Molly's got her widget maxed, so that would mean this is going to be even better. But whatever. In the Expedition, I generally think I'm going to be using this hero. I don't know what his widget does, which is very critical, but I'm pretty sure you don't get an attacking hero for quite some time for infantry. That's why Geronimo's so popular for so long. So let's just assume it's a defensive widget. Does that mean I basically got Flint for 1 SVS and that's that? Okay, what do we got here? Lion Strike. Logan's modified weapon can tear an enemy more easily, granting all troops a 20% chance of dealing 40% extra damage per turn for 3 turns. Chance-based skills can be really strong results, might be really unlucky. If you're lucky, you smash. If you're unlucky, GG's. Logan intimidates his opponents with the ferocity of a lion, reducing damage taken. Ooh, by 20% for all troops. That's very defensive for sure. And then lastly, Logan inspires everyone with his inherent leadership qualities, increasing health up by 25% for all troops. Very cool. I mean, our comparison point here is the Flint. So if we get a look at the Flint, the defensive hero that we have in the expedition, you got a 20% chance of setting on the target on fire, 40% damage per turn for 3 turns. Wait, isn't that really similar to that other skill we were just looking at? He increases attack. I think health is obviously better on Logan, so already I'm feeling it. And then Flint's Burning Vengeance threatens all foes, granting a 50% chance of increasing enemy troops' damage taken by 50%. So Flint makes the enemy take more damage. I mean, at the end of the day, for whatever reason, whether it's myth or truth, the advice I've heard from players is that when you're defending, you want health and tankiness, and you don't care as much about damage. Reducing the damage taken by 20% is on plan. 25% health is on plan. 20% chance of dealing 40% extra damage per turn feels really similar to what Flint was doing anyways. So, yeah, I think all in all, I can see how he's the new hotness, a slight step up. And, it's a slight step up. Yeah. Now, in terms of how you get him, obviously, here we are in the Hall of Heroes, so you know what I'm about to do, right? You know what's about to happen, right? So we can spend some gems. This event is going to be here for several days. I do wonder, at what point in this game Easter events are going to start. How far out are we from Easter? Hold up. I mean, that's got to be the next in-game event series, right? So Easter is the 20th. We have a long time. We have a long time till Easter shows up. All right. I don't think we're getting Easter events anytime soon. It's the 5th of April. So you know what? For the vid, I'll spend the gems now and just not think about it too much. Sure. And I will definitely get one of these packs. I mean, honestly, I probably move in with all these packs. I don't know. The craziness is that I don't have to worry too much about this. I'm more worried about spending my money to get the widget, if that makes sense. I mean, I guess I'll do the $10 tier for the incredible value here. I am using Frost Stars, by the way. When I say incredible value, we're really talking about how this bundle is listed as 2,570 compared to that one where it's going down and down and down. I actually just did a short end video about the Journey of Light, and this gave me a jaw-dropping amount of mythic general hero shards. So let's just compare for a second. I got a lot of mythic general hero shards from this event. So for $100 spent, I got 130 to 140 mythic general shards plus a bunch of other stuff. So if we go over here to Hall of Heroes, okay, let's see here, 100 and let's call it 40 of the Logans would run me, that's easy actually, 1,400 of these tickets. So to get 1,400 of the tickets is less than $100. Okay, so this does make sense, okay? Because I got a bunch of other stuff in that event too. Beyond, I got a bunch of speed ups, I got a bunch of other stuff as well from the Journey of Light. So it does all kind of balance out. I was sort of wondering to myself, am I better off just doing other things and other bundles, etc. 420. Nothing significant about that number to report. It's just enough to go and get a bunch of Logan shards here. 42 of them is perfect. And it's perfect because I can get the unlock. Now, I don't know if I should wait to recruit until SVS prep. Does it matter? I don't actually know if that counts as using them, but I'm going to get the unlock here for the vid. Let's freaking go. Here he is. Now I can look at his widget. So it was important that I do that. Darn it. I need to take him to 1 star. Fine. Fine. I will do it so that I can see your widget, buddy. Let's get a look at that. Okay. Boom. Save everything else for SVS prep. Gosh darn it. It's done. The widget is what? Fists of Steel. Okay. And what does this do? Enhanced Fists of Steel for exploration. Okay. This is Arena. Modifies and upgrades Fists of Steel to make them more powerful and deal 30% more damage. Yeah, I kind of don't care about that. I want survivability for my front line. And then Expedition. Logan defends the city with his mighty fists, increasing defender troop defense by 15%. See, this is what I'm saying, where like you want that widget to be super tanky. 15% defense is pretty good. If we compare to the Flint, what is he offering us? He is offering 15% troop attack. So like what people keep telling me is defensive stats when you're defending is all that matters. True or not, this is where we're at. And we get that from Logan. So look, I'm going to have a more detailed video evaluating Logan, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this dude. But I think the long story short is I'm going to want to use him. This dude in his mechanical fist here. God dang. Okay. Does have a very cool profile. Kind of like the way character looks here. Not that that really matters overly much, but whatever. The Gen 3 hero, or I guess they label them as S3. Can I tap that? I guess not. Whatever. Does it show me S3 anywhere else? Claim my story gems here. No, it does not. All right, cool. Well, let me know your thoughts, tips, and tricks for Logan down below in the comments. Definitely hyped to have him in the roster. And we'll certainly be looking for your guidance. Also, as you can see, I got the unlock over here on Greg. I do really want to know what his widget is. So, like, again, I'm saving everything for SVS prep, but for the sake of content here, I do need to know, what does this widget do? What does it do? When he's in exploration, silences and prevents the target from using skills for 5 seconds. Okay, that is insane. He is going to absolutely slap in Arena. Oh my God. Wow. That's insane. Like, I'm inclined to think that I will use Greg and also continue to use the Fisherman. I'm blanking on his name, and I don't know why, so I think I might have 2 marksmen. I guess we'll see. Alonso. Holy smokes. Took me a second there. And then there's Mia. Is Mia good in Arena? I have actually no clue. You let me know down below in the comments. Either way, I'm going to use 1 Lancer, so I probably end up replacing Molly with Mia at this point, right? That's probably what it want to being. But it's going to be some time because I'm not spending a dang thing beyond what I just did until SVS prep. Gosh darn it. You enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. You want to see my recent videos about SVS? Check the cards in the end screen. It was good. It was fun. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.